Thank you for coming, 7 people. And thank you for watching me dance to Vanessa Williams' song. Having the good sense to remember that you're a diva and that you are allowed to release one good dance song after 55 is very important. And yet another reason that she is, I'll say it, our best Miss America. Hello! And welcome to Love It or Leave It. I am Guy Branum, your guest host for the evening. Right now, you guys are probably wondering, why there is a guest host. Since we all know that Lovett is back from Survivor, we know where he was. His bowels are intact, or so we're told. He's doing other podcasts on the network. And, why is he not here? My assumption is now that he's used to network television, he's no longer willing to do live theater in the same way that I am. But we will keep this all going. So, until his therapist gives him the A-OK, well, the C+, it is Lovett. I'm going to close out this guest host era with a great show tonight. But first, you guys, let's get into it. What a week. This week, a jury found Hunter Biden guilty of 3 felony charges stemming from him lying about his drug use on a federal gun purchasing application in 2018. I don't think anyone is above the law, but I would argue that once Marjorie Taylor Greene has held up a picture of your hog on C-SPAN, you should be immune from prosecution. You have paid your debt. I have said it before, and I will say it again. Hunter Biden's only crime is being fun. President Biden said in a statement, "I am the president, but I'm also a dad. I will accept the outcome of this case, and I will continue to respect the judicial process as Hunter considers an appeal." Added Biden, "And if you see me pardon a turkey around Thanksgiving that say, looks like a man wearing a turkey suit, mind your own goddamn business." So he's saying he will not abuse his power and issue Hunter a pardon. Finally, a way that I can tell Biden and Trump apart. The 7-day trial featured embarrassing testimony from Hunter's former romantic partners about his crack addiction and reckless behavior. To be clear, the testimony was embarrassing to everyone but Hunter, who kept saying, "Yeah, I did," while smirking. I personally try to lead my life in such a way that none of my exes are ever called to testify about me under oath, but we all know that it's only a matter of time. In my favorite detail from the trial, one of Hunter's former girlfriends testified that they met when she was working at a strip club and that Hunter put on a Fleet Foxes song while she and another woman gave him a lap dance. I am sorry, it is June. I cannot believe that I was forced to read a sentence that straight. Though the song really does help you establish a time period for this whole flashback sequence. Meanwhile, long-shot presidential candidate Marianne Williamson has once again suspended her campaign for the Democratic nomination. So if anyone here knows how to play taps on a Tibetan singing bowl, that could really come in handy right now. Marianne, I say this to you from the bottom of my heart. I did not know you were still running. Rudy Giuliani had his mugshot taken in Arizona on Tuesday in connection with his charges in the 2020 fake elector scheme. I think that there has been a mix-up. This is clearly a photo of Giuliani beckoning children from inside a storm train. This is scary. This is the last thing that a bottle of schnapps sees before it dies. Emerging from the courthouse afterwards, Giuliani told reporters that he was very, very proud of his actions. He added, "And before you ask, I am talking about Borat's daughter." When asked by a reporter whether he had any regrets about his role in trying to overturn the election, Giuliani replied, "Oh my goodness, no." And that, coincidentally, is the same thing that his sex worker told him after he whispered his secret request. The chef who went viral for holding up a plate of calamari during the video roll call of states in 2020's Democratic National Convention will not be returning this year and told the AP, "I am a Trump supporter, to be honest with you." This is exactly how Democrats lose elections. You can't just count on squid chefs to show up for you every 4 years and put you over the edge. You need a permanent presence in those calamari communities, or this is what happens. Southern Baptists, the country's largest Protestant denomination with almost 13 million church members, voted on Wednesday to oppose the use of IVF. Explained a Southern Baptist spokesperson, "In vitro is Latin, which we believe to be Catholic bullshit." Look, the Southern Baptists understand that if this country doesn't have any unwanted pregnancies for 30 years, they're not going to have any congregants left. Wanted babies are loved enough to become Methodists. In a letter to the House Republicans on Tuesday, the Justice Department said it looked for any evidence that there had been contact between the Department of Justice leaders and Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who brought the hush money case against Trump. It found none. The indignity of even looking. It's like when you lose your keys and your friend goes like, well, did you check in the fridge? Bitch, I do not need to check in the fridge. I've never once put my keys in the fridge. Do not project your fridge issues onto me. My keys are locked in my car where they belong. Wrote Assistant Attorney General Carlos Uriarte, the conspiracy theory that the recent jury verdict in New York State Court was somehow controlled by the department is not only false, it is irresponsible. Not like all those responsible conspiracy theories we're always hearing about, those conspiracy theories with elder-daughter energy. Meanwhile, the New Jersey Attorney General's office is reviewing whether 3 Trump-owned golf courses in the state are still eligible to have liquor licenses in the wake of Trump's conviction. No! If a 60-year-old millionaire who detests his wife can't even have a martini before the back nine in Bedminster, the entire social fabric of this country could crumble before our very eyes. Pope Francis on Tuesday once again used a homophobic slur in a closed-door meeting 2 weeks after apologizing for using that same slur. Pope, honey, I've had to say this to a couple of comedians before, but you only get to say that after you come out. The Pope once again issued an apology and explained that he thought it was okay since he said it in a closed-door meeting while receiving extreme unction, if you know what I mean, from an attractive young Monsignor. An Italian newspaper reported that the Pope had said, a bishop came to me and told me there is too much frusciagine here in the Vatican. With all due respect, Your Holiness, you wouldn't last an hour in the West Hollywood equinox I was raised in. Donald Trump headed to Capitol Hill on Thursday for the first time since his presidency ended, meeting with Republican lawmakers to talk policy and rally the troops. It is only June, and Trump is already planning. This coming January 6th is sure to be one for the record books, ladies and gentlemen. Trump reportedly told House Republicans, Milwaukee, where we are having our convention, is a horrible city. Apparently someone doesn't like beer, pie, and German Catholics. But other than that, it seems like it went well there.
Apparently, the former president made reference to Hannibal Lecter and said, nice guy, quote, he even had a friend over for dinner. So we've seen Trump out on the campaign trail praising Hannibal Lecter. Apparently he did it again this morning.
Again, to remind you, the race is tied. Trump also told Republicans that he was surprised Taylor Swift wasn't in his camp, seeing as how he'd signed a law to help songwriters. And listen, we've all seen Taylor Swift. On some level, we're all surprised. Marjorie Taylor Greene offered this glowing review of Trump's speech to the GOP conference.
He was funny. He was joking around constantly with everyone. He was really sweet to me. He saw me. I was sitting back a little ways. He saw me in there, and he was like, hello, Marjorie. He's always so sweet and recognizes me.
No, I am also very impressed that Trump recognized her and didn't just say, wait, are you the handjob one or the Florida one? Politico reported Thursday that Trump made a furious phone call to Speaker Mike Johnson in the days after his conviction, dropping frequent F-bombs and saying, we have to overturn this. The F-bomb in question? Frusciagine. Meanwhile, Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Samuel Alito were secretly recorded at a gala last week by Lauren Windsor, an activist posing as a Catholic conservative. It's so cool that there's only one way to find out what the 9 of the most powerful people in America actually believe, and that's to crash a party in trad wife cosplay. In the audio, Alito said he agreed that compromise between the left and right might be impossible.
There can be a way of working, a way of living together peacefully, but it's difficult, because there are differences on fundamental things that really can't be compromised.
And the one thing that cannot be compromised is the right of a wife to fly whatever flag she pleases. Women, right? Can't live with them. Cannot ask them to respect the nonpartisan nature of the office you hold in our barely surviving democracy. Their exchange continued.
I think that the solution really is winning the moral argument. People in this country who believe in God have got to keep fighting for that, to return our country to a place of godliness.
Oh, I agree with you.
Now, what's going on right now is my Jew alarm is going off. I don't know what gene it is, but there's something in me right now that wants me to sell my tailor shop, gather together my 9 children, and leave this village in the dead of night. Chief Justice John Roberts, meanwhile, rejected the premise that America is a Christian nation.
I think that we live in a Christian nation and that our Supreme Court should be guiding us in that path.
Yeah, I don't know that we live in a Christian nation. I know a lot of Jewish and Muslim friends who would say maybe not. And it's not our job to do that.
I've never said this before, and I hope to never say it again, but John Roberts, slay queen. Also caught on tape is Samuel Alito's wife, the delectable Martha-Ann Alito, applause break, who, of course, has been in the news recently for flying 2 separate Stop the Steal flags at the Alito's residence and vacation home, respectively. While talking to Windsor, Martha-Ann declared that no husband is going to stop her from flying a MAGA flag.
The other thing is the FemNazis believe that he should control me.
Yeah.
So you go to hell. He never controls me.
First of all, I was just going to say, FemNazis have the best outfits. But like truly, when this whole thing was going on, I never even considered the funniest option, that Samuel Alito was telling the God's honest truth, that he is simply at the mercy of an all-powerful flag tyrant trembling before her mighty flags. Do I love her? Should I be Martha-Ann Alito for Snatch Game? I don't know. If anyone here is trying to attack Martha-Ann Alito, you need to know that Martha-Ann is made of sturdier stuff than that.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm German. I'm German. My heritage is German. You come after me, I'm going to give it back to you.
Okay, that is interesting. Zone of interesting, even. Again, my Jew alarm is definitely going off now. Where is my Zoftig wife, Rivka? Put the goats on the cart. We gotta go, Rivka. She also shouted out her favorite Bible passage.
Psalm 27 is my song. Mine. Psalm 27. The Lord is my God and my rock. Of whom shall I be afraid? Nobody.
You step the fuck back, Martha-Ann. Psalm 27 belongs to King David and whatever downy-faced shepherd he was fucking at the moment. You do not get to claim the second gayest book of the Bible for your own. Not on this Gay Jew's watch. Gayest book of the Bible, of course, Song of Songs. Yes, it is mostly about women's boobs, but in the Hebrew Bible, thinking women's boobs are attractive is sort of gay. Added Martha-Ann.
I want a Sacred Heart of Jesus flag because I have to look across the lagoon at the Pride flag for the next month. And he's like, oh, please don't put up a flag. I said, I won't do it because I'm deferring to you.
We have a lagoon story and John's not back yet. He just spent a month researching lagoons. It's a journalistic travesty. Are you happy now, homos? You have ruined this woman's lagoon. Even worse, Martha-Ann has a design for, you guessed it, another flag.
I made a flag in my head. This is how I satisfy myself. I made a flag, it's white, and it's yellow and orange flames around it, and in the middle is the word vergogna. Vergogna in Italian means shame. Vergogna, V-E-R-G-O-G-N-A, vergogna. Shame, shame, shame on you, you know. Anyway.
Getting so mad at someone, you picture a fabulous flame-colored flag. My God, woman, there's nothing gayer than that. Also, just for fun, here's her saying goodbye to a friend.
Bye, baby. Bye, cat. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. She's a bad girl.
This is such a tragedy for America. You look at that woman and you see the amazing shining star of a fag hag. Or should I say flag hag? She could be brightening any gay bar in America, and she has chosen this path. On Thursday, the Supreme Court ruled unanimously to maintain access to mifepristone, one of the medications used in 2/3 of abortions in the United States. That's right, baby! Things are staying at the same level of bad instead of suddenly getting much, much worse. That's my America. The decision focused entirely on the plaintiff's lack of standing and took no stance on the safety or morality of the pill. suggesting that the court's conservatives might still restrict mifepristone if someone brings them a better excuse to do it. We won this one on a technicality. And you know what? I'll take it. We're not going to get that big, satisfying West Wing moment. We're going to get birth control is still legal because an evangelical lawyer missed the filing deadline, and we're going to love it. Technicalities are the beating heart of the rule of law. The suit was launched by the Alliance for Hippocratic Medicine. The Alliance for Hippocratic Medicine, of course, is a coalition of anti-abortion medical associations and doctors. So that's why the name sounds so stupid. Wrote Justice Brett Kavanaugh, federal courts are the wrong forum for addressing the plaintiffs concerned about the FDA's actions. As we all know, the correct forum for addressing concerns about the FDA's actions is the New York Times Instagram comments. The case is the court's first abortion ruling since it overturned Roe v. Wade in the summer of 2022. The summer of 2022. I remember it like it was 1964, which it seems what the Supreme Court thinks is the best year. But you guys, if you felt a cold breeze in your uterus this morning, that's what happened. The court has yet to weigh in on the other abortion-related cases on its docket, which asks whether or not a state can ban medical abortions if a woman's health, but not her life, are at grave risk from the pregnancy. It is definitely scary, but allow me to throw a Hollywood wrench into conservative arguments for this ban. What if she were also beautiful? South Carolina's Senator Lindsey Graham on Wednesday blocked the Democrats' bill that would have required the Supreme Court to adopt a binding code of conduct. The only code of conduct Lindsey Graham adheres to is nice boys don't tell. Also in Washington, Usher visited the Capitol on Wednesday to meet with the House members about diabetes awareness. Members offered to give Usher a tour, which he requested be taken nice and slow. The singer told a reporter, "This place is like Rome. It looks different every time you see it." That's what I like about DC. All the sites keep getting older, and I just look the same age. A federal judge has struck down Florida's ban on providing gender-affirming care to transgender minors, ruling that key provisions of the law are unconstitutional. Happy Freedom Summer to all who celebrate. Judge Robert Hinkle wrote in his order that gender identity is real and that Florida can't prohibit transgender minors from receiving specific kinds of widely accepted gender-affirming medical care, like puberty blockers and hormone treatments. You know, an innocent legislature just tries to criminalize some children, and then who comes along but Judge Buzzkill needing to ruin everyone's time? North Dakota voters on Tuesday passed a measure that would impose age limits on candidates running for federal office. Wait, are there still people left in North Dakota who are under 80 years old? I thought they all moved to Arizona to be professional water skiers. GOP Minnesota Senate candidate Royce White on Tuesday tweeted out a map that he said showed out-of-control crime levels in Minneapolis, but which is, in fact, a map of the city's drinking fountains. To be fair, Republicans do think free water is a crime. But also, why do Minnesotans need all those drinking fountains? They've already got 10,000 lakes. What are you people, amphibians? I think all those drinking fountains are just Lutheran Minnesota's way of reminding Catholic Wisconsin that they're a bunch of drunks. Oh yeah, enjoy that Leinekugel. We'll just have a nice sip of water. Celine Dion, who canceled her tour dates in 2022 after being diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, a real condition that is very important, vowed to make her comeback during a Today appearance this week.
I'm gonna go back on stage. Even if I have to crawl, even if I have to talk with my hands, I will. I will. I am Celine Dion.
Hell yeah, I can't wait. My person is becoming stiff just thinking about it. In disgusting news, Elon Musk had a sexual relationship with a woman he'd met while she was an intern at SpaceX, according to a reporter in the Wall Street Journal. So the morning show knew, said one of the 3 people I know who watches the morning show. So everyone hates dating apps, but when people meet at work, they hate that too. Where else is a CEO supposed to meet a much younger intern to carry his seed? Look, the way that all of your parents met is now illegal, that we just have to face it. And finally, hot dog eating champion Joey Chestnut has been banned from this year's Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest after he signed a deal to represent Impossible Foods. Grow up, Nathans. It is a hot dog eat hot dog world out there. I personally was stunned to find out that Joey Chestnut had an endorsement deal with Impossible Hot Dogs. I always assumed that if he had a food sponsorship, it was with chestnuts. Chestnuts. They're edible, Europeans seem to think. Said an Impossible Foods spokesperson, "We love Joey and support him in any contest he chooses. It's okay to experiment with a new dog. Meat eaters shouldn't have to be exclusive to just one wiener." Yeah. Just a reminder to Nathans and everyone else bringing heteronormative relationship ideas to commerce, monogamy is a prison of your own design. Personally, I'm poly. Probably gonna eat a couple of hot dogs later. Thank you. And there's one last thing. Before we go, we've got a little segment we're calling America's Least Wanted. This week, we're headed to Nevada, a state brimming with a young, diverse working class, as well as some of the oldest white people America has to offer. Our GOP failstone du jour is Senate candidate Sam Brown. That's right, retired Army captain and career failed politician Sam Brown won his GOP primary on Tuesday night, which means we will have to deal with him until November. Hopefully, after that, he'll make like a disease you pick up at a Vegas bachelor party and get cleared out of our system with a standard course of antibiotics. Nevada's current sitting senators are two Democratic women who won their races by razor-thin margins, including Brown's opponent come November, incumbent Jackie Rosen. Senator Rosen is a 66-year-old pro-abortion Jewish mom, so yes, I do consider her to be a member of my immediate family. Brown, for his part, hasn't had a real job since he left the military 12 years ago and has made multiple failed bids for office, including the Texas State Legislature in 2014 and an embarrassing GOP Senate primary loss in 2022. You know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, move to a different state and try to find new ways to not succeed. Also, hasn't had a real job in 12 years. Congratulations, Sam. You're an honorary LA screenwriter. Sam Brown has previously supported full abortion bans with no exception for rape or incest, but now is trying to backpedal a bit and say that he opposes a federal ban. But I respect Sam. He has a strong, unshakable moral belief in whatever seems like it might win him the race that he's in right now. One of Sam's particularly wild statements was a recent assertion that January 6th was so complex and that many people were there for patriotic expression. Patriotic expression, is that what we're calling shitting on the House Speaker's desk now? In his victory speech on Tuesday, Brown said, "It is tonight that we continue to deliver hope that the American dream is not dead." A MAGA Republican trying to sell you the American dream is kind of like me trying to sell you a Cybertruck. I don't know what it is or how it works. And I will start crying if even one person asks me how they can acquire it. So if you want to stop Sam Brown and other extremely conservative politicians just like him, then go to votesaveamerica.com/2024 to find out more. This has been America's Least Wanted.